Okay, we're opening the file. The information in this report, it's all pulled directly from a ledger that lays out a financial plan already in motion. What you're about to see is not our opinion. It is the primary source material itself. Right, I'm holding the first page right now. You can almost feel how old it is. Look at the yellowed edge. The official letterhead right at the top, from the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency. This isn't some theory we cooked up. It's a real primary source document. They filed this thing away, probably figured no one would ever be able to connect these dots. And just look at the date, December 12th. They pushed this out deep into the holiday news cycle. It's a classic move, you know? You release something huge when you know everyone's distracted. It's how you bury the truth right out in the open. Look, this is going to be a deep dive. The evidence here is extensive. To make sure you maintain access to these files and all our ongoing analysis, you need to join the agency. Go ahead and subscribe to Crypto Global News right now. You need to lock in your access before it's gone. All right, let's get into the first piece of evidence from this file. I'm reading it here. Control number 2025 Charter 342347. It's the application to charter a national trust bank, and it was filed by Ripple. Now, stapled to the file is a printout of a screenshot. It's a public statement from Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse. The date, December 12th, 2025. It matches the OCC letter perfectly. But what does getting this approval actually mean? Well, you have to understand what this really is. This isn't just another tech company getting a license. This is the Trojan horse. This is the exact moment a company born from crypto was legally allowed inside the walled garden of the old-school banking system. Let's break down exactly what this charter unlocks, because every single one of these points is critical. First, Ripple can now operate with the same regulatory power as a national bank. But here's the big one. It gives them direct access to the Federal Reserve's core payment system, Fedwire. This means they can settle transactions directly in US dollars, no middleman bank needed. And that last point on the slide, that is the absolute key to this entire thing. It eliminates their dependency on outside banks. They're not just trying to join the club. They are literally building a brand new parallel set of rails from the inside out, and they're using the system's own rules to do it. So, getting inside the system's core infrastructure, that was step one. But the file shows that the very next step was to secure the core asset of that system. I'm turning the page now, and this next section is all about the asset itself. So you're going to see this term real-world asset tokenization, and you have to grasp the full weight of it. The definition here is simple, sure, but what it represents strategically, this is the mechanism. It's the protocol for turning things with tangible value. We're talking stocks, bonds, real estate, all of it, into liquid, programmable assets on a new digital ledger. Think of it as the translation layer between the old world and the new. Okay, this next piece of evidence, it looks like a page that was literally torn out of a trade publication. I think it's Crypto Slate, and it's dated June 11th, 2025, and it details a partnership between Ripple and a company called Ondo Finance. And what was it about? Tokenizing US Treasuries. You know, only the safest, most foundational asset in the entire global financial system. And believe me, they are not thinking small here. The article itself points to forecasts for the size of this market, $19 trillion by 2033. To put that into perspective for you, that is a number larger than the annual GDP of most major countries. This isn't about just updating a few back-office systems. This is about building the infrastructure to capture a massive slice of the entire global asset market. It is a fundamental financial replatforming. And this chart just lays out the paradigm shift perfectly. The old system, the one we're in now, it is so slow. It takes 2 days, sometimes more, to settle a single trade. It only operates during banking hours, and because of that, it keeps trillions of dollars in capital just locked up, doing nothing. The new system they're building on things like the XRP ledger, it's designed to be instant. It runs 24/7, and it provides immediate liquidity. This is not an upgrade, it's a complete technological replacement. Now, for compliance reasons, we can't show you the full, unredacted partnership letter on this screen, but we have posted the raw image in what we call the public archive. After this report, go to the YouTube community tab. You can verify the signatures for yourself. So, all the pieces are now on the board. We've got a blockchain company chartered as a US bank, and they've partnered up to tokenize the world's reserve asset. Now let's look at the timeline and see how all of these events start to build towards a single point of convergence.
January 19th, 2026. This date, according to the file, is when a major player in the old system finally showed its hand. This is when they publicly admitted that this technological shift was happening by announcing they were building their own version of it.
So what did they announce? The New York Stock Exchange, the very heart of the old system, is building its own tokenized platform. And just look at the features: 24/7 trading, instant settlement, blockchain infrastructure. It is the exact same architecture. See, this isn't just a Ripple plan anymore. This is the entire market validating it. It signals a coordinated industry-wide convergence. Everyone is building bridges to the exact same set of new financial rails. We found this next document filed away in the back. It's a report from the Global Blockchain Business Council. You should think of this as a strategy document, one that represents a whole consortium of global players. And just look at the title, right there on the cover: On the Cusp of Mass-Scale Convergence. They're not even hiding it. This is the publicly stated goal of the entire industry. Okay, let's pin these to the evidence board. June 2025. The foundational asset is secured for tokenization. December 2025. The new system gets legal regulated entry into the US banking system. Then, January 2026, the old guard reveals they're building a parallel door. Do you see the escalating pace? These events are happening faster and faster. Now, these documents, they show the path of the convergence, but they don't give you the exact hour it happens. For that, you need live intelligence. If you want the alert when these major shifts are actually happening, you have to be on the wire. The link to our Telegram feed is in the description. That is where real-time intel moves. So what's the inescapable conclusion from all this evidence? What does the file tell us is really going on? This isn't some market cycle. It's a system reset. It's a fundamental re-architecturing of our entire financial infrastructure from analog to digital. Let's just recap this evidence trail. I'm connecting the pins on the board right now. 1. A crypto-native company gets a US bank charter. 2. They partner to tokenize US Treasuries. 3. They build an instant 24/7 settlement system. And 4. The NYSE announces they're building the exact same thing. Every single piece of evidence points in the exact same direction. So the file is open, the timeline is set, the convergence is happening. The only question left is for you. Now that you have this intelligence, what are you going to do with it? Are you just going to keep watching the news, or are you going to start preparing for the reset? Our investigation is not over. We'll be in touch.
Stay ahead in the crypto market. Subscribe now for the latest global news and updates.